Portuguese flag being folded up as President Jiang looks on. The lighting in the hall also changed as the flags were being lowered and raised from green light to red light. Lights in the hall have changed to a neutral blue color as the flag parties leave the hall. And this is the Macau police party leaving with the Leo Senado flag. And President Jiang Zemin is now due to give his speech.
Podem sentar-se, por favor.
President
Jiang Zemin to give his speech.
President of the People's Republic of China, who acknowledges the audience and steps forward to deliver his speech to the new assembled crowd in the new special administrative region of Macau. President George Senpai, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, at this refreshing moonlit night and by the mirror-like water, the government of China and the government of Portugal are holding a solemn ceremony here to mark the transfer of the government of Macau and to announce the Chinese government's resumption of the exercise of sovereignty over Macau. This important event, which is a focus of world attention, will be remembered forever in history. Beginning from this moment, Macau has entered a brand new era in its development. And I would like to extend on behalf of the central government and the people of all ethnic groups in China our cordial greetings and good wishes to the Macau compatriots who are returning to the embrace of the motherland. Beginning from this moment, the friendship between the two peoples and the amicable cooperation between the two countries will develop from a new starting point. Our two sides have worked together in conformity with the historical trend of the times and brought about the smooth transition and transfer of government of Macau. I wish to sincerely thank all those who have made contribution to the settlement of the question of Macau and people across the world who care for and support the return of Macau. The Chinese government has, in accordance with the great concept of one country, two systems, initiated by Deng Xiaoping, successfully resolved the questions of Hong Kong and Macau. This marks a significant progress made by the Chinese people in accomplishing the great task of national reunification. The implementation of the concept of one country, two systems in Hong Kong and Macau has played and will continue to play an important exemplary role for our eventual settlement of the Taiwan question. The Chinese government and the people are confident and capable of an early settlement of the Taiwan question and the complete national reunification. After the return of Macau, the Chinese government will unswervingly implement the policies of one country, two systems, Macau people administering Macau, and a high degree of autonomy. The Macau Special Administrative Region will, in accordance with the law, be vested with executive, legislative, and independent judicial power, including that of final adjudication. Macau inhabitants, irrespective of race or belief, will all be masters of this land, enjoying as equals the rights and freedoms guaranteed by law. After the return of Macau, the economic interests of all countries and regions in Macau will be protected in accordance with the law, and I hope that the countries and regions with investments and trade interests in Macau will continue to work for the stability and development of Macau. Our Macau compatriots have a glorious tradition of patriotism, and they have always been related by blood and mutual affinity with the people of the rest of the country. It is our firm belief that with the support of the central government and the people of all ethnic groups in China, the Macau Special Administrative Region government and Macau compatriots will do a good job in the administration, building up and developing Macau. Macau, now back in the embrace of the motherland, will surely have an even brighter tomorrow. Thank you.
President Jiang Zemin just giving his speech. Both presidents actually spoke of all the rights and freedoms being enshrined in the Macau Basic Law being preserved.
As altas individualidades da República Portuguesa e da República
Both
Popular da
presidents
China
gave upbeat speeches pledging that everything will be fine in Macau after the handover. Now the leaders of both countries are moving into center stage for an official photograph. This is an historic moment. China now has sovereignty over Macau, even though sovereignty has never been a question in Macau. Chinese sovereignty was never an issue, but today marks the end of Portuguese administration and full resumption of Chinese rule in Macau after 442 years.
As altas individualidades da República Portuguesa e da República Popular da China vão agora abandonar a sala.
The two presidents shake hands. The Portuguese delegation, Sampaio, Antonio Guterres shaking hands with his counterpart, Zhu Ji, and that's Jamie Gama. And also there is Chief Executive Edmund Ho and former Macau Governor Vasco Rocha Vieira. These leaders now leave. After this ceremony, in about 1.5 hours' time, the Macau SAR government will be officially sworn in, and will be covering that live as well. Now the handover ceremony is finishing, the guests are leaving.
澳门政权交接仪式
And the ceremony was a very cordial event, just as Sino-Portuguese relations have always been cordial, and like Sino-British relations before Hong Kong's handover. Mixed emotions tonight. The Portuguese leave for the last time and the Chinese take over. Chinese flag and the Macau SAR flag with the lotus emblem. The MCS announced that the handover ceremony is over now, and more handshakes between the two countries' leaders.
All the best, huh?
The Portuguese delegation will be leaving Macau. In fact, there was a plan for the PLA troops to come in tonight into Macau, but it was agreed that the Portuguese delegation should leave Macau before the PLA comes in as respect for Portugal. China's flag, five-star flag, fluttering over Macau SAR. And the Macau SAR flag with its lotus emblem. The Governor, General Vasco Xavier, he will also be leaving Macau after 8.5 years as governor of Macau. Sampao will be leaving, former Governor Vieira will be leaving on the same plane as Sampao, and the other Macau Portuguese officials will be leaving a bit later. We will be continuing our coverage until after the new Macau SAR government is sworn in. The swearing in is scheduled at around 1:30. And the guests are now leaving. We see some of the Hong Kong delegation. This Handover, there's Tung Chi-Hua, Hong Kong Chief Executive. And that was Macau's handover completed. And we take a break now. Stay tuned.
Come up shortly in our late night lineup here on TVB Pearl. Stay with us for live coverage of Macau SAR establishment ceremony.